Hey, audience, thank you for joining us today for the Big Fish Podcast Show. I am here today with Karen Nixon, who is a 20, 30, roughly year experienced veteran in the HR space. And I'm also proud to say that Karen is one of the founding coaches at LocalJobs.com and our new coaching career hub. So welcome, Karen.
Thanks for having me, and I'm so excited about being involved in this initiative, this business.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're excited to have you on board, and hopefully as we grow the local job brand, we're able to attract folks that can bring you folks some business and give you opportunities to continue to do what you do well, which is guide and direct people in their careers, right?
Yes, that's what I do.
So, audience, I want to just share that Karen comes to us with an undergraduate degree from the University of Indiana, IU, Bloomington. She received her master's degree at Purdue University as well. And in looking through your profile, it is quite extensive. I mean, VP roles with, looks like human capital consultant, you were VP with Credit Suisse Securities, a number of high-level positions, and then you really kind of transitioned into that career consultant role. And what I kind of want to first of all do is just give the audience a sense for as a coach, as a career coach, Karen, what do you feel is kind of the sweet spot of the type of candidates that you feel you can really help?
Okay. Brian, as I reflect back on my current roster of people that I work with, whether it's fresh grads out of our software engineering, data science, and cybersecurity school, and also on the other side, I'm working with an outplacement firm for mid-career professionals who are transitioning and thinking about going in different directions. The sweet spot has to be the individual that takes job search seriously. So whether you're a fresh grad, career changing, whatever, I can work with you if you understand what are the mechanics and also keeping your head in the game.
Okay. Well, look, one of the things that I think you can bring to the audience today is for those folks maybe that are, coming into management, or they're already in management, but maybe they're looking to go from, say, a manager to a director level of some sort. Kind of what are the key things that HR looks at for these types of growth steps in an individual today?
Sure. Interesting that you should ask that, because the latter part of my career in investment banking, I was very much involved in the promotional processes. So people moving from one step to the next step. And the types of things that we did, we made it very formal, but underlying all of that would be mastery of whatever your technical skill is. The second component is the other areas as far as listening. Another thing is how well do you collaborate? Mm-hmm. And the fourth component has to be, do you have the fire in the belly? Don't always look for a place where you're going to be the only one there, but you're the person that makes the entire team better for what you contribute, and also how you keep people involved. So those are the four areas I have seen, I have communicated, I have coached people back in the days when I was a suit, when people were making that move from being an intern or an apprentice, or really making those significant moves from vice president to director and managing director.
Gotcha. You said in the days when you were a suit, right?
Yes, I did.
I like that. Since COVID, none of us are suits. A lot of us today are in stretch pants down below the waist.
Yeah, I know. I try to keep it on the up and up. But that was a suit. I couldn't have worked in a more regimented environment, and that was in investment banking.
Right.
But the types of things that came out of there are applicable to no matter what industry you're leaving or you're trying to get into.
Yeah.
They just work.
I'm looking over your LinkedIn profile. It looks like you've led some presentation skills workshops as well. So I'm guessing the ability to communicate and articulate the vision, the plan, whatever that might be, especially for management level folks, that's critical, is it not?
It is. And it's knowing what to say, how to say it, and also what not to say, and when to be quiet and listen. The types of things that I have particularly excelled at and that I really like doing is doing either the one-on-one or the group type of professional excellence types of workshops and sessions. I'm constantly asking people, let's do a mock interview.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna run it because I used to be a recruiter, and then let's debrief right after that. Tell me how you feel, and then I'm gonna ask you, may I provide you with some suggestions that will take you from that one level to the next level. It's always worked, and it's a pleasure to see when you see the light in their eyes and they go, yeah, I can do that.
Is it safe to say, in your opinion, that executives who have been at a company for a period of time, be it 10 years plus, that these people really need to probably have a coach to give them some fresh insight into, especially if it's not in their own company, if they're looking to make a move in their career, and it may be in a comparable industry, it may be transferring their skill set to another industry, but they have not interviewed or pitched themselves in some time. Where do you begin with somebody like that?
I would ask them point blank, when was the last time you interviewed? And if the response is I'd say, let's do this. It's between best friends here. Zoom is encrypted. Nobody's going to know it. And let's just go through it. It's a refresher. It's a baseline.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change except you're going to get better. You're going to feel much more confident.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact of the matter is if if you haven't gone through some training interview sessions, mock sessions in a while, there's a real good chance that you might be caught off guard by some of the questions. You could be an expert, right, in your space as a manager. Maybe you know process improvement or supply chain or logistics or banking, whatever it might be, but there might be some questions that are thrown your way that if you're just not used to and being prepared for that.
Yes, absolutely. And let's face it, in these days and times, the people who land the jobs are not exactly, or they could be, but sometimes they may not be the very best candidate or applicant, but they're the best person telling their story, threading the story, and also making sure people understand that what they've done, they can do it again, and they can do it for that individual. So it's critical that you go through, and that's where I really know I can make a difference.
So you just touched on a point that I as a recruiter myself, that has been pivotal to the traits I look for in somebody, and that is I have a hiring manager over here, and they have these key objectives that need to be completed, right? Projects, pain points, whatever it might be. And on the other side, I'm interviewing candidates that have a proven track record in their ability to do those exact things. So, I think it's fair to say when you say that if somebody's being interviewed for a role, they want to make sure they've really can articulate what those accomplishments have been in a similar track, so to speak, and be able to quantify those in some way, right? That I can do what they're looking for us to do.
Yes, and don't be shy. You're not bragging, but time is of the essence.
Great point.
You want to make sure that people understand upfront and consistently what you've done, and that you can do it again. Brian, if I can just interject, sometimes it's very helpful to get a PowerPoint or a Google Slides and list those things. It's something about the format, about these tools that will keep you on point, so you're not thrown off when you're talking to someone that's making that decision.
And I think with since COVID, I think that the way in which executives and managers are going to be interviewed today, especially those that are interviewing in new positions, new companies, boy, a lot of those initial interviews are going to be online. So that's a great point to be able to shift over and show your PowerPoint, a little bit of a presentation. Great idea. I really like that.
Not too much, but pretty much something that's going to keep you organized.
Okay.
Brian, I've been in the game for a long time. I've had lots of roles, and I have been in interviews, and I know I nailed the question, but I wouldn't shut up. I kept talking and talking, and that's a horrible feeling that maybe I need to kind of shut it down. And how do I do it professionally? So one thing that I consistently teach is a particular style that gets you in, gets you cover all the key points, and then get out of there.
Very good.
You keep the person engaged. You want a conversation.
Yeah. Audience, as you can tell, Karen brings a lot of experience, and she has some great insight and training that I think available to you. So if you find you're an individual who's looking to make a change, looking for somebody to coach and mentor them, and really maybe fine tune, get things really sharpened and ready for getting up to bat, so to speak. We offer a variety of services in the career strategy, job interviews, resume writing, LinkedIn profiling. These are all areas which I know Karen can do quite well. So Karen, I think for the short time we have on the show, you've really nailed on some key points that I think are going to be helpful for folks. And audience, I do want to encourage you to visit Karen's profile. If you go to the LocalJobs.com site and click on advice, you will find some coaching hub information there. Check out Karen. She'll do a great job for you. So Karen, thank you so much for your time. Any final thoughts you want to leave us with? Or
Yes. I look forward to working with whoever visits our site. And keep in mind, perfect practice makes perfect.
I like that. Very good. Hey, Karen, appreciate that very much. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.